Welcome back. You're tuned into CNBC-TV18 on Bazaar Morning Call. Hope you're having a good morning. You've got a few hours of trade before you get off for the weekend. But for the time being, the SGX is suggesting a positive start. 25 points higher is what we're bracing for. Amisha Vora, Chairman and Managing Director at Prabhudas Lilladher, joins us on the show. Hi, Amisha. Good morning. Always good speaking to you. Well, we've got quite a few stocks lined up which will be reacting to news flow. Let's start off with Vedanta. Mr. Anil Agarwal never disappoints. And yet again, he's pulled something out of nowhere. So Vedanta will gain because they'll be getting a lot of money from Hindustan Zinc. What's your view on the stock? Yesterday it ended at the high point of the day at around 330 rupees odd. Do you believe risk reward is favorable?
So from Vedanta perspective, definitely this cash is going to come very handy. And this is a large chunk of cash, almost 24,000 crores. I may be not sure, but this Hindustan Zinc is a very majority stake of central government still, almost upwards of 24%. And I think that this needs their blessings still. Because when you give away, this will be almost 24,000 crores of outflow from Hindustan Zinc for the global assets. I'm sure there is, as what I understand, 1,800 crores kind of an EBITDA, but they are all in international assets. To bring it back also is a question mark, and government also is looking at divestment. So one needs to really see that this gets blessings. I'm sure when they announced, they would have done some broad understanding, but one needs to really see that happening. From Vedanta perspective, having said that, this cash will definitely come very useful in overall balance sheet restructuring, which is underway.
Okay. Amisha, good morning and great seeing you on the channel this morning. What stood out for me this earnings season in the mid-cap technology names is that despite all the talk of a slowdown, there have actually been some really good earnings. I mean, we just heard from Coforge raising their guidance. Persistent Systems had a stellar set of numbers. Cyient reported very good earnings as well. It was a strong quarter for them. Is there any of these names where you think perhaps investors can put in money to work for the long term?
So as a house, we are bullish on Persistent. And I can also see as a trend that 2-3 things are very obvious in tech results. One is somewhere or other the turnover, employee turnover is sobering or settling down. Plus the margins, because of a combination, has a little bit of uptick or stability, except one exception. So those two are very heartening facts. And as what you asked in mid-cap IT, we are bullish on Persistent.
The other big, Amisha, hi, good morning. The other big stock is going to be HUL, right? With this roiling sentiment a little bit. There are two ways to look at it. You can say that they've increased it. Now it's set for the next 5 years, right? I mean, that's the period. So that's good. So it won't go up more. On the other hand, you can say, well, they've done it now at a time when growth, etc., is a little slow. So there may be more hikes coming if growth picks up. So both ways to look at it. But what's your sense? Is it going to hurt too much, or markets will rather focus on earnings and not this issue?
So for FY24, as their part of the hike becomes effective, we estimate that about 0.52 bips it will have impact on the margins. And FY25, as the full impact of this hike in royalty comes, overall it will be 0.72 bips impact on the margins. But as you would have seen in this quarter, and as we believe for next 4 to 5 quarters, the cost to inflation ratio is sobering down. And the commodity pressures are coming down from a peak of 54-55% gross margins. They are still at 49. So the street and we expect that EBITDA margins from here on will increase in 24, and they will be able to absorb this 50 bips hike without much of a worry. So overall, the view still remains that for next year, because of the improvement in cost metrics and the EBITDA margin, Leeward will still probably report more than 20% kind of a bottom line growth.
Okay, all right. We request you to just stay on for a tad bit, Amisha. We have another guest joining in, so we'll come to you in a